Triangles up. It is that time of the week again. We are back. Reality after show coverage of Australian Survivor, Heroes versus Villains. This week we're covering episodes 16 through 18. I'm Dan Montchal, and as always with Alex Trias, our queen, Chrissy Zaremba, and someone you may remember, our fearless leader, Jonny Fairplay.
Oh, Johnny, it's Stevie.
I got the shirt, I got the red shirt, and I got the glasses. A little sneaky Stevie action for you. I paid attention while I was gone.
We knew you would.
Were you not expecting the glasses from Jonny Fairplay?
Was not ready for that.
We don't know where you've been. Have you had TV access? Have you had food? You look skinny. Show us what's under that shirt.
Oh man, the rest is confined on OnlyFans.
Yeah,
that's a clue for the fans.
Yeah, for those of you that are listening, not watching, I got abs now. Yeah. So yeah, this is crazy. Like I've never been in this shape in my life.
Have you got the subscribe below to the OF account, Johnny?
Not yet. I need it. I've never needed it more.
Well, AU producers, look at Johnny while he's ripped. He's ready. Yeah. Speedo ready.
I can't tell you where I went. There was a lot of Speedo action.
Oh,
but it was just
about right.
It was just me.
So Johnny, this is your first time with us. What are your thoughts on the season so far?
Okay, just to make sure that I watch the right thing. This is the season, but these are the episodes of King George, right?
Well,
every episode is King George.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I've loved this. This might be one of the greatest seasons in the history of Survivor.
Yeah.
I love it so much. There's people I love, obviously, and there's people that I hate, Sam. And
it's not just me, Chrissy.
Yeah,
he's so nice.
He sucks. Oh my God, he could not have gone soon enough. So, but I was so glad when he did. Like. We're gonna talk that episode, and it's one of my favorites. I mean, like I was just like, oh, this is so gold. But yeah, no, I of course love King George, and there's a soft spot in my heart for Nina because because of all the history I have with her mom. Yeah. And if you'd like to see me with Nina's mom, Sandra Diaz-Twine, let me. You know what? Maybe I should share this with everyone.
I think you should.
This is what we do about this time. Here we go. I am on tour with Nina's mom. That's right. The Queen, Sandra Diaz-Twine. Next week, we're going to be in Nashville, Tennessee. The following week, Cincinnati, and then Boston to end up the month of March. All of those, we have special guests. The month of April, I'm gone again. It's so weird. And then May 3rd, I start back. I'll be in Durham, North Carolina with Jesse Lopez from last season of U.S. Survivor and the Queen. We're debuting our latest beer, Villains Are Us. It is a sour with lime and coconut. You're going to love it. And that's at Clouds Brewing in Durham. And then the following week, making my Chicago debut, Chi-Town. Here we go. That is May 10th. And then May 17th, I will be debuting Johnny Sour Play Volume 2. That's going to be at Three Notch Brewery in Charlottesville. I'll also be joined by the Queen for all these, of course. And then the grand finale of season 44 of U.S. Survivor, I'll be in Charlotte, North Carolina, Lenny Boy Brewing. And Dan will be there. Dan might be in Durham as well. You never know. And Alex is going to show up somewhere. Chrissy, we need you. We need you.
Don't worry. Since you've been away, I'm barking at these boys. I'm like, how do I get to one of them? I got to come to one.
I have you room and board. I believe you me. So, but tickets for all of these amazing viewing parties available at survivortix.com. That's survivortix.com. Whew. All right, I'm tired. I'll see you guys next week.
Well, lucky we got Dan.
Yeah,
back to Godzilla.
So yeah, no. This season is just King George is an anomaly to me because I think he's one of the greatest television characters in the history of reality TV, not just Survivor, not just Australian Survivor, but just all of reality television. But the moxie on this kid is just like you have to feel at some point there's a bit of kryptonite sitting right beside his Superman gameplay, because there's no way that he could be bulletproof for this long, and but yet he is, and I love it. I love it. But his reads are through the roof, and he had those his first go round, but. But as Haley has explained, and even taking cues from Shawnee's social game, he's adapted, and he might be one of the most well-rounded players in some aspects, and others possibly the worst. But it doesn't matter apparently.
Well, I'm so glad you said that, because I wanted that to come straight off the off the chat that we have, because this is someone who gets bagged for his social game, and I honestly reckon anyone in his position that's still there, we've got 6 episodes to go, that's a social game. Strategy,
for sure. Okay,
fine. Physical, whatever. That's social. He has made people think he's not the danger, like whatever.
Well, he's made people think he's not the danger while explaining to each and every one of them in private one-on-one conversations that he is the danger.
The way I sort of see it, it's like you can't question his ability to play the game, especially at the strategic level. You have seen the improvements in his social game, but not just like kryptonite with people. Because, like, for example, up to this point, I think Haley is a big piece of kryptonite to him.
Yeah.
Just as he saw Shawnee and Liz as like, oh, them as a duo is too dangerous. If you look at you take that step back, it's like, well, he has that relationship with Jerry. He has that relationship with Matt. He has that relationship with Haley. It's like he has those same things. And we'll talk about it when we get to episode 17. There is still a weakness to his game that it's not something that would be easily fixed for anybody. But we'll talk about it when we get there.
Do you think his blind spot is he really wants more than anything else to right that wrong of brains versus brawn, and he wants to bring Haley to the end and beat her?
That's one of them. It's one of them. I think the other big thing, and he emphasizes it a lot, so there's merit to it. I think in his vision, the only way that he truly wanted to win the game is by being able to go from start to finish, saying, I had control of everything. Yeah. I am the one in control. As soon as there's anything that could break away this vision I have down the line of me having control, getting to the end, so that I'm the one with the biggest resume, I'm the one who has all the moves, no one else can take credit for it. As soon as something else can happen, that's when he starts readjusting.
And he does the neck twitch.
Jonny, I don't like it. I don't like that was in the edit, because that is some people's,
Oh, yeah. And part of me thinks that's also just from the neck injury itself.
I do it all the time. Yeah. You are stretching, and he looked like a psychopath.
I love it. Jessica,
I do it all the time.
She was watching with me, and she saw the net, and she was just like, "Oh, it's on." George, they're done. They're done. She goes, I don't know what they did to him, but they are done.
They did.
Yeah,
it's just. I don't know. I don't know about the Haley. I don't think that's the primary. I think the edit looks like that, and it's fabulous by them. But I don't think George went on Survivor to take his crown off Haley. I know it's all the edit and it's in the stuff, but George has got so many other things.
Yeah. Well, he said as much early on. He hasn't re-emphasized that, but like I'm just wondering if that's in the back of his head. But I'm also wondering, I mean, you guys have been so good in previous seasons, and even at the beginning of this one. If you're a previous winner, get out of here. You already got your money. It's our turn. And Haley is still there. And I know with U.S. Survivor, with Nina's mom on Heroes Villains, it's just like once Sandra got to a certain point, it's just like, look, we can take her to the end, because there's no way someone's going to give that person
the money
twice.
Yeah, that's true.
And Sandra got it.
And they did.
I think what we're seeing is Haley, she's doing the smart stuff by saying, hey, I can't play this over the top game. It's got to be these subtle moves that she keeps emphasizing in the shadows.
That she stole from King George's playbook.
Yeah. And the way that she is doing, I mean, she has this quote later that, hey, people forget how ruthless I am. And we see in these 3 episodes how good she really is. And I think she's just she's King George's blind spot.
Yep.
And it's like, say he goes home next week. Like, say it happens. Like, I think that is the issue here with both of them is their survivor lifeline is too intertwined. I don't think one can get to the end without the other.
Yeah, and I also see like I think there is this rivalry with King George and Haley, like a tremendous rivalry,
like a friendly one.
But there's also this mutual respect that's woven into it. And with that, when you see Haley take a shot at George, it's not a direct shot. It's who hurts George. Whereas and with King George, I think when he sees he has to take a shot at Haley, I could see him not taking that direct shot at Haley and hurting her with the peripheral player.
Right. Like, look at all the moves that were put on the table for this week. It's like with both of them, it's indirect shots off of really good reads that they shouldn't have. Yeah. Like, George should never have had the read that, Shani and Liz are going to be ready soon. Maybe not now, but soon to cut me loose. So he makes this preemptive call. I personally still don't think it was the correct move at that specific vote.
Yeah,
but it was something that he could build up because I think he had the numbers more than Shani could build numbers.
He did that move at 8, and based on private conversation between the Shiz, they were going to make the move at 6.
Wait, no, it was they were at 9 when Shani goes. They were mentioning 8, but I think ultimately it was I think they are like, we're talking about it. Yeah, but I don't think they're going to act on it.
And you've also, George is ridiculously assertive. So he would have been seeing a few of the little chats. Shani and Liz got close. We saw in the edit that Liz was rolling her eyes. George would speak and she'd shut him down. You know if someone's not frothing you. And if you're meant to be this 3 Spice Girl, whatever the crap is they're calling it, if you're that tight and you got someone rolling your eyes, you're like, oh shit, I've given them the ick here. Something's not right. And he picked it up.
Yeah, I mean, do we like the name the Shiz, or are we against the Shiz?
That's what Shani always does though with her number 1.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, here's my problem with the Shiz and in any naming of alliances. You name an alliance, you put it out there into the universe, and the wrong person hears it. It's because like Nina. If Nina did not like stealing of the vigilantes, and she's like, I will get them back for this. So George hears Shiz and he's like, oh, I'm ending Shiz. This is a female duo group. No, I'm in a rock band. We're called
How did he act? Like, this is a guy who quickly grabbed Nina, made her feel safe. You know, like you can't stuff around out there. Things can change in 30 minutes. And I feel like what I watched, even though sometimes I get a bit distracted and I might start DMing you, Fairplay, and I'm not focused, but I do feel like it happened really fast, like extra fast. That relationship fell apart and it was on, like for Shani not to, I don't know.
It was just like with this season, it's just like a glorious storytelling too, because like for each time that like George could be on the chopping block or like that George has a target, there's this like one thing at each tribal that could upend his plan.
Oh yeah. And
each time it's just like miraculously just gets through. It gets through. But like that's why I feel like this story is telling us, especially, and I think Dan somewhat agrees with me, throughout this week, and especially the last 2 episodes, it's setting up that like everything has been going so well for George that now it's like he's talking about other people being complacent, and he's not being complacent, but I think there's some things that are starting to get past him. Some things that are starting to get past him. And if he goes like on Monday, because they gave the big next time on,
it's queen versus the king.
But there's specific wording here. Because George says, who's the better player? And that could be pulled from a confessional saying, I want to get to the end with Haley so that I can take the crown. Who's the better game player? Whereas Haley's is specifically saying, I'm chopping. I have his life in my hands. If I want to take him out this round, he is going out this round.
Yeah. But
and then that goes.
we've seen those indirect shots continuously, and I'm praying that those indirect shots continue. We don't want King George to go, right?
I don't want him to go,
No.
but I feel like there's such a good story to tell if he goes.
Yeah, it's going to have to be mastery. Like whoever does this, however they do it, because they pretty much got spoon-fed it the other night and it didn't come off. My theory is however this goes down, you know.
We
can count on Simon. Yeah. But there's
No,
something about Survivor though, Johnny, and you know this very well. You can be an amazing player, all-time player, and even if you get to the end, and even with a
the
great
Survivor gods decide differently.
It's like, and even if you have the best, like an improved social game as people are leaving, as soon as people start learning stuff when they're in the villa, that can change things. Where it does not matter how good of a player you were, how much you betray them. If they like the other person sitting next to you more,
yeah,
they could get their votes instead of you.
Shawnee is campaigning hardcore for Liz right now.
Yes,
I've been on this Liz train for weeks.
Shawnee is P. Diddy to Liz's Biggie. Like she is her number one hype man right now.
Like, and that's why I don't want if George goes, I don't want the move to be all about Haley getting George out. Yeah. I want it to be Liz.
I want to know this. Because we know I don't know the answer, and I'm not faking. You
don't give yourself enough credit.
It's a love letter from Jonathan. It's not. It is not
that gives me cringes, Johnny. I want to know.
It's a DM from Fairplay.
Stop! I'm trying to be serious.
Okay.
So say Haley or King go.
Yeah.
When they go to jury, or even Simon, where's the vote? Are they filthy, rotten, livid, and they don't respect the gameplay to get him out and give the person who, you know, orchestrated it the vote? Or because I don't know, because ours was so different. Like I don't know.
I think it depends on the person. I think it depends on the person and the people cheerleading the Ponderosa or jury villa.
I also think it depends on what the final setup is, because I think they are being blindsided here, where for whatever reason they think it's going to be a final 2, and I fully believe it's a final 3 again.
Yeah, I don't know if Jerry say Jerry blindsides George. Okay, okay. I feel
does George give Jerry the vote? That's what I want to know.
No, I don't think he does.
I don't think he does.
No, that's why it's like, if George, let's say George does not win this season, I'd rather him be on the jury to see what George on a jury looks like.
Yeah.
My biggest concern with George is just he's so out there in your face that at some point it's going to start souring everyone, being like, you're being a little bit too cocky. You're being a little bit too arrogant and mean, that we're not going to reward that because essentially our feelings got hurt.
Well, I mean, we've seen an improvement in his social game, but let's go back in time when the final was Brains vs. Brawn. That was final 2, right? With Haley and George.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's final 2. The episode is on television. Right before Tribal, Jonathan LaPaglia tweets, "You are about to watch the greatest final jury speech I've ever seen in my entire life." And Channel 10 doesn't show King George's amazing final jury speech because the show doesn't make sense with this amazing speech. So they chop his speech all to pieces so you don't get it. The episode airs, Jonathan deletes the tweet. So if this guy's already given the greatest jury speech of all time and hasn't won,
what can he possibly do?
What does it take for King George to win?
Because the people on the jury can talk about how good of a game George is playing, and they could even respect it.
Yeah.
But like, let's say there's a hero, let's say Nina's at the end with George. Somehow they both are there at the end. Do you really think all those heroes on there are going to vote for George over Nina?
No, Nina.
They love Nina.
I think
Sam and Nina were number ones.
Yeah, I think Nina and George, Nina probably wins. But if it's George and anyone else, I think it's the Golden God Part 2 and they respect the game.
And they respect the game.
I think George's endgame is if he's at final 3 with Matt and Jerry, it's a clean sweep.
Yeah.
Anything else, there's some murkiness.
I have a question.
Okay, so who's final 3? Quick, and then we're going to start the episode.
Hold on. I have a question real quick. Who's Matt?
Oh, the one who doesn't want to bend.
Matt is a new dad, a lifeguard.
Yeah.
He's gorgeous.
He is. He's a great guy.
Is he on Survivor, or would he be good on Survivor? You think?
Oh shit! Yeah. I've not missed you. Shush.
You've not.
I have not. Okay, Dan, go. Final 3.
Final 3. I think it's gonna be Liz, Jerry, and I don't know. Liz and either Jerry or either Nina or Haley.
You're not even taking Georgie.
I don't think he's going to make it. For what I saw this week is the first 16 episodes was a love letter to King George. It's what it's been. It's been all about him. But we're starting to see in 17 and 18 just small little chunks that they're leaving in there that doesn't paint him in the best light. And what I think is that that's going to keep building, and it's only going to get worse down the stretch.
I think we are getting hints, unfortunately.
Yeah. And you know what? He's
I
not.
don't know what you're talking
He's
about.
not attacking this with military precision.
He is not. He is not. But he's no joker.
He is no joker. He's not stitched up yet.
He is not. He's not been stitched up yet. I'm hoping that these small little kernels of faults in his game are just to show all of us that nobody's perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
And as they should. That's great editing.
I am for, because I don't want to see like if he wins and they show these little kernels of, it wasn't a perfect game. I mean, it was pretty darn close, but nobody's perfect. I'm okay with, that's a better edit than the edit we've seen of. It's just like, oh, this guy did no wrong, and then you listen to every confessional or every podcast out. They're just like, no, the dude sucked.
Yeah.
he was an asshole.
Well,
right.
I reckon, Johnny, who are you going to say for your 3? Because I reckon you and me are spot on.
Maybe we might. I'm going King George, Haley, and Nina.
Oh,
But who do you think wins of that final 3?
Ooh, I hope game recognized game. King George.
but if you've got Haley and George in together, Haley can't win that.
I don't know.
It's a nice jury.
That with
I honestly
potentially
wait.
those 3, I could see Haley and George splitting votes and Nina taking the scraps.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
I
just hope that game recognized game.
If you have a King George and a Haley and a Diaz Twine.
Oh, that's
in a heroes versus villains season where the other 2 people are a former winner and a runner-up.
And the
stars align.
The uncrowned queen.
And it goes straight to, they said it at the very beginning. My mom won as a villain in this type of season, and I'm about to win as a hero.
Yeah, we did get.
And she's talking the talk on Insta. This is she is feeling it. She's over here.
My problem with the Nina win, we have this has not been a winner's edit.
No. I mean, we didn't even get her intro package and everything. It was like episode 11.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I have it as it's International Women's Month. We're gonna have an all women's final 3 of Haley, Nina.
Flick just does a swimsuit show.
Yeah, that's her jury questioning. It's Haley, Nina, and
which
Liz.
bikini bottoms do you like better?
All of them, Flick.
Yeah.
It's Haley, Nina, and Liz. Yeah. Liz wins the majority of the votes
over Nina.
Because that means George went out. I don't think George votes for Haley.
Poison the jury.
And I think George ultimately would respect the
Shiz. George is a politician. He's a campaign. He would campaign for Liz over Nina.
I think he would respect Liz's part of the blind side or the takedown of him. more than Haley.
What's your 3, Chrissy?
Oh, yeah. Well, you just dropped the international women's. I was going to just do as I always do and take the boys.
Well, do it. Just pretend you said this last month.
Okay. I was literally thinking, I'm going to say Matt just to annoy you, Johnny.
The other 11 months are men's months. It's fine. Okay.
Boy gang, Chrissy and her boy gang. All right. I have to take George because he'll kill me if I don't.
Sure.
But I don't think he'll win.
Right.
Because I think he's making people cranky because he's so good. And they're all going, how the F is he still here? We are so dumb. And I can't take Sean because he's gone. So let's do Georgie, my girl Nina, and I'm going to put, just because she's fierce and I'm frothing her body, I'll do the pole vaulter. But I really, really want to do Jerry. But I'll do the pole vaulter.
Do you guys think it's weird that Liz has just adapted a resting bitch face?
Cranky.
Oh wait. Oh no, she's had it her entire life. Sorry.
Yeah.
So scary.
And I love it.
She is a beautiful woman.
Oh yeah.
And the feet. Let's talk about the feet because I'm going to start an OnlyFans feet page because I think we've got the worst feet in Australia. This woman has been out there. She's still got a perfect petty. What's going on?
Well, we all know
first episode.
We all know Australian Survivor is fake, and you guys film on a film lot, and it takes 12 hours every day to do the bug bites alone. So, and it's all
getting off. Dan, cross out top block right.
Well, I have Godzilla to play. I can go right now.
Yeah. Well, before we actually get into these episodes, I just want to preface for all the players that are listening, George. We love all your gameplays. Like all this criticism that you are giving
and Matt.
Kudos.
And we love Matt. All the gameplays, and then Matt.
Hey, he lasted a good 2 seconds in the ball.
Stop the compliment with everyone, and then ...
Dan, there's no love when Fairplay's on here.
What? I'm playing.
So, episode 16.
Yeah, 16.
We go straight into reward challenge, and this is a twist on the classic where they're splitting up into 2 pairs and climbing up a pole. Climb on the pole as time.
Chrissy, how do you think you and me would do on this? You be
wait, are you the pole?
Me hold the pole, you climbing on it.
Yes. Someone get Jess out here.
So, me and Chrissy would go seconds, and that's because of a multitude of reasons.
This is my feet around Johnny's ball.
Oh, yeah. I would not start that OnlyFans feet site.
No, that's why I told you they're sickos. They want the
sickos. All right, well,
they don't want model feet.
Well, then why do you? Then you don't show them.
They're on here forever now.
Yeah, people are gonna screenshot that. Oh, there. When you are you missing a toe? Oh my God! This beautiful woman has 9 toes.
Oh my God! Dan,
8? Are you missing 1 on each foot?
You guys are so... Oh my
anyway,
I said this beautiful woman.
Well, another thing turning George's way. Dan, talk about the reward.
Okay, come on, stop, Johnny.
So
stop.
the reward is for an epic KFC feast.
Oh my God!
I could love chicken.
Yeah.
Love it.
Pairs for the challenge. We have Simon and Nina, Sean and Sam, Haley and George, and good old Jerry and Shawnee.
Yeah. Wow. So apparently KFC means something different in Australia because here it's shitty chicken, fast food style. What is it?
Here it is liquid gold. Like it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't eat it. I don't like it. But Khan and Georgie and anyone I know.
Khan eats it?
Oh, Khan loves it.
Oh, my God. Okay.
He's a chef.
He's a chef. He loves the
better.
George
loves meat.
No, George was here the other night and he put about $100 worth away. Like he Yeah, Australians.
Sounds like winter money to me. I mean, I go to KFC, I spend about what, 10.50, 10 cents on top. But I didn't win Survivor. For the record, I do like KFC. I'm just
no, so they win that, and then who he takes, go.
Yeah, so they end up winning despite the fact that Jerry's a tough old bastard, according to Sean.
He is. But you can drop it any time.
Yes. I did like Jerry shaking on this last medieval torture device immunity challenge, but we'll get there.
With the biggest grin on his face.
Yes. Like a weirdo. Yeah. Have you met Jerry, Chrissy?
Yes.
Is he a weirdo? Is he all right?
Guys, when this finishes, we'll talk. I'm obsessed.
Okay, all right. I want to like him.
Good. That's good.
You will love him.
Okay, I feel like I would, but there's just certain moments I'm just like, this guy might be an old psychopath.
No way. No, he's a granddaddy. Like he's.
Well, there have been granddads.
Yeah, he's just flying on Fraser's Island.
Yes. There you go. He gets along well with George, so he has to be part psychopath.
No.
In a good way.
Yeah.
One removed.
I get along well with George. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. We're all psychopaths.
Yes.
So Haley and George win. Yes. They end up bringing Shawnee and that old tough bastard Jerry along for reward for KFC. And all that we get before we go, and as Sam says, this is a perfect time to try to plot against them. We'll see how that goes for Sam.
We're gonna make a crack at it.
God, this dude sucks. Sam has not watched an episode of Survivor since he was on it, right?
I don't even think he watched this season.
Yeah.
No, like as soon as Simon said, like, oh, I watched Sean's season, I watched your season, and the first reaction Sam had was, oh, so you're a fan of the show.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Sam thought he was playing fans versus favorites.
He thought Simon was a fan also.
Yes.
He was like, oh, I didn't know you played, man.
Yeah. Were you good? You didn't go home with 2 idols or anything, did you?
No.
Well, you see.
For the record,
I love Simon. I
love Simon too. I think he makes me scream at the television every single episode, but in spite of that, I still love him. So I think that speaks volumes.
He just makes it like a little fun underdog edit for him.
I like that word, the underdog. He's coming from nowhere each week.
It's
it's because the lone dog doesn't have a home, as we were constantly told by JLP.
That's true. And it's almost like he shits in his hand and goes for a handshake and tries to.
No, that's where the cookie idol is.
Well, that's so. But like, I feel like that's his move. It's just like
he's doing something right.
He's like, "Hey, are we good?" It's like, "Did you just shit in your hand?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." And just like, "Dude, it's still in your hand." He's like, "Oh, here, hold on. All right, I threw it down. There's just residue."
It's just a little bit.
Hey, he was just looking for his kid's teeth.
It would be residue. Oh my God, Chrissy, have you watched season 44 of Survivor?
No, but I'm so serious. This is not even actually a lie. I'm going to start it because I saw something on Instagram last night.
You're on there. We have the U.S. Chrissy on there.
What's her name? I'm so nervous.
Carolyn.
Carolyn.
Yeah, we love her.
Yeah. Oh shit, she's a
mess. Like
she's a wild child.
Like these two guys, they're just like, hey, like we want to save you, we want to work with you, and she just lays on the ground and says, "I'm not normal," and rolls around the ground.
Yeah, they're like, act normal, and she's like, "I'm not normal." Throws dust,
and then she rolls on the ground and gets up with a handful of dirt, and she realizes, she just sprinkles dirt on herself.
I love it.
And she makes really weird faces.
And noises.
And noises.
How do you spell her name?
Carolyn, Carolyn. Carolyn, season 44. She's you. I have never had. Well, my crush is bigger on you, but hers. My crush for her is up there.
Wait, how old is she?
I don't know.
She's in her mid-30s.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I just didn't want you to say 67.
No, she's not.
She's 66.
No, she's not as hot as you, but she's a pretty gal.
All right, she's my girl. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
She's definitely gonna be your pick. I mean, there's a lot, like, for everything we love about you, she has some of those elements, and I'm just like, I love Carolyn, like, because I would normally hate Carolyn, and
yeah, I've made you like the dummies.
No, that's not.
She's not dumb.
No, she's crazy.
Is she final 3?
Well, no, they're on episode 2. We have no idea.
It just started?
Yeah, it just started.
I feel like it's nearly finished. Oh, that must be.
No, that's Australian Survivor. That's why we're doing a podcast about episodes 16 through 18.
Oh, you mean Australian Survivor?
No, U.S. Survivor. You're going to love her.
Okay. Dan, go.
Go, Dan. Jesus.
Come on, Dan.
Yeah, well, Dan, why are you slowing us down?
I heard Dan with his side piece, Wayne. I think we need to vote him out.
Oh.
You leave my side piece Wayne alone.
Where's your side
the
piece
Wayne Alliance?
So they go to reward. George says he can't wait to put some KFC in his mouth. Nothing really much happens. I think
it's code.
Okay. Oh my God, I was talking to someone yesterday, and they're just like they're just like, oh my God, are you watching Australian Survivor? And I'm just like, yeah, like I 2 episodes to catch up. They're like, oh my God, I love King George. They're just it was a girl, and she was just like, do you know if he's single? And I'm just like, I don't think you're his type. And they're like, oh, he's asexual, isn't he? I'm just like, actually, no. And they're like, no way. And I'm just like, yeah, he says it on one of the episodes. They're like, I gotta go back.
He gets he's it's deceiving the old Georgie boy, because he certainly gets the ladies' attention too.
Yes, he does.
I know. It's the blue eyes. Look at Alex sitting there in his baby.
Oh, look at you, Alex.
Man, if me and George were on the screen at the same time, no one would be able to resist, you know?
Yep.
We'd have to go like this.
They'd be kissing.
Yeah.
Could be.
Wait,
they
Alex,
have
are you gay?
No.
Alex is gay.
Oh.
No. No.
I don't know.
No.
They have the KFC reward. They go in like a nice laguna. They swim.
Oh, no, he's not. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back at camp, they start talking. Sean's plan, he wants to pull in Simon because it's worked well every other time he's tried it. Yeah. And this is where Sean finally says, after 22 days, hey, everybody, I have an idol.
Yep. How did that work out for him?
It could have been great.
Could have been fabulous.
Ride that lightning.
We are.
Oh, yeah, you got to ride the lightning.
Yeah, ride the lightning. So we're already 37 minutes in. Like, I'm paraphrasing here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's finish it too. Come on.
Yeah, we're not even through episode 16. There's still two more after this.
We trust me. We will be. Sam goes home. It was great. No, next.
It's day 33. We're back at camp. Obviously, the strongest faction of the Spice Girls is the 3 main. It's George, it's Liz, and Shawnee still. George wants to go to the end with Haley for redemption. And so to try to let her know that, hey, we both have something, he lets her know that I won $60,000 on that auction reward.
This was the first mistake.
This was a mistake.
But he's got a bond.
Well,
I know, but you can't. Like he made like Sean. The fact that Shawnee and Liz hadn't said anything yet about it,
yeah,
he should have. There's no reason.
No way.
Yeah.
He should have let it go. So this gives Haley. She starts thinking. She's like, okay, I have options. Haley has a conversation. I don't know why. I know I have this in here. Haley has a conversation with Sam, and Sam says, I want to show you that I'm more than just a one-dimensional player. I don't think you're going to do that, but
he does not.
He does not. Sam is a liar. Actually, he is a 2-dimensional player. He is a 1-dimensional player that lies once per game. And he lies by saying that he is not 1-dimensional. So
there we go.
That is his only other dimension, is saying one lie that's not true.
Yeah. And so it's just more talks, more just highlighting that, George is the biggest threat in this game, yada, yada, yada. This will take us to the immunity challenge. For the immunity challenge, you pull on a rope, bouncing on a frame, attempting to spell out the phrase heroes versus villains. So we've seen challenges like this before in the past. This one, because it's Australia, it's this challenge on steroids.
Chrissy, I have a quick question for you.
Yep.
So you live in a $350 a month apartment. That's a pretty good view you have behind you.
300 a month.
Oh wow! All right. Yeah, you know the landlord. I don't even know what that means. You give him lollipops?
Yes, I know what it means.
I don't. DM me.
Yeah, Dan.
Why would you
like
engage
this
in
happen?
conversation with them about that?
I
You
know,
knew where
I
it was going.
I'm just, it's because I'm excited that he's back.
She missed me. She'll get over it. We're only on episode 16. By episode 18, she'll hate me. She'll go another show. All right. So it's the heroes, villains. You have to spell it out. Walking the thing. We have this on US Survivor. I don't hate it. It's not a puzzle. So I like anything that's not a puzzle at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that it's horizontal though, like where US is usually like we're spelling up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is like wider, so I feel like there's even more room for error the way that they had it. So, but I also like the fact that it was like, oh, if something's dropped, if you can grab it down and put it back up,
as long as one piece remains.
Yeah, as long as one piece
remains. I did like that caveat.
I love Simon's facial reactions the entire time. He just had like once they say like he's in cat mode.
I was going to say this started the 2-episode arc. Yeah.
Now
this started the 2-episode arc of Simon being a cat because we get it in the next episode as well.
So is this Jonathan's secret way of calling Simon a pussy?
I don't know. I feel like he really likes Simon.
I think he does. I think he really likes Simon. Not that much, but I think he really likes him, and he loves to pick on him when he can.
Right. It's like a brotherly almost.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah. Like I mean, if he hated him, he wouldn't even bother saying his name, like Matt. What?
The highlight of the challenge for me is, George out loud. He's like, "Oh, you got it, Simon." Like, come on. And under his breath, he's like, fall.
Oh, that's just their storyline all season. It's like it's like in episode 18 where Simon's like, "Oh, endurance, I won't last long." And you just hear George in the background going, "Inshallah." Just like praying on this man.
Yeah. For the record, I would not mind Simon and the final 2 or 3 in this thing.
Oh no, that would be really cool to see.
I love, like as I said, Simon is my guilty pleasure of the season.
We said at the beginning, Simon. A lot of us were taking him. Remember?
Simon's my cookie idol of the season.
But you got me all hooked on international stand by your women.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
what about it?
By the time most people see this, it'll be April.
Simon ends up winning immunity, and how does he celebrate? He jumps right into the loving arms of Sean.
Oh well,
why would he jump into his idol's arms?
Yeah. Oh my God, that whole thing I was dying. I was dying when I saw, and then he cuddled. Who else did he cuddle? He cuddled 3 of the enemies. And
all 3.
He just made he made the rounds to all the enemies.
Sean, Nina, and Sam. George obviously recognizes it.
Yeah, and our boy's sitting in the corner, didn't he? He was just like,
yeah.
He's like, I've been praying on your downfall this whole time. I've been muttering, "Oh, good job, Simon," but where's my hug?
Yeah. Oh, he did. He did say, I can't pick you up, so I understand why. And he's just like, I will be getting rid of you as soon as possible.
Oh, and
Before we go to commercial.
I just want to say we also missed them talking about how I can't believe that Sean can fit it in his mouth.
Well,
and don't worry, people, he uses teeth.
It's true. I can't do that challenge. So
before we go to commercial, we have the comment from George. The war is back on, buddy, and you're going to face the wrath of the king.
Yes, this is why we're here to hear these. All right, so
keep going. Okay, so they go back to camp. Simon says he's wearing his necklace around like he's wearing a cape. And then someone says to him, "Destiny won that for you today, buddy." And I miss Stevie. trying.
No, I do like that he is
Put them
aware
on.
of this vote. At this point in time, he's aware of the vote, and he's even at the point where he's like, he has this fun confessional. He's like, I don't even need this necklace because I'm the swing, but I'm still gonna wear it. Of course, I'm not that dumb.
I almost thought he was going to give it like Eric the ice cream scooper it. I was just like, oh please, like I don't want Simon to go, but if he were to give away if he would have given away his immunity, I would have been for it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think it would have been great to send him home. I mean, because he's known as a dum-dum. I mean, he went home with 2 idols in his pocket. He's not known as a brainiac. So, but
like he's doing something ridiculously good out there to still be there.
Yeah, episode 18 was the first time he got votes.
He's falling ass backwards into everything, and it's beautiful. It's a fun story.
That is a fantastic analogy. He's literally falling in the fireplace every night.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
and just comes up trumps.
Yeah.
This is where the plan.
Shit on his hands.
This is where
this is a discussion for 4 on Nina, 3 on Sean, and this is where Simon goes and says, I want to be one of the votes for Nina. And that way, this is where George is immediately like, okay, that's the last straw. Like, we're done. Doesn't trust Simon.
We are voting Sam. Everyone on Sam.
Yeah,
it's gonna work.
We don't trust Sean, or we don't trust Simon to go through with the plan. All the votes on Sam, and then Haley goes, wait a second. I'm whatever number I am in this ship of 7. This is stupid. So hey guys, I will captain your ship because you're all idiots. This is all you have to do is find 1 idol, play it for Sam, and you're good. You can get rid of King George. I will show you how to get to the end of the game. I've made it there before. I know what I'm doing. You're all complete morons. Just play 1 idol on Sam. They're like, okay, we have a better plan. Not play an idol for Sam.
I do want
to play 2 idols for anyone but Sam.
I do want to give them some leeway here.
We have
because
to.
yes, Haley is telling you this is what actually the vote is going to happen. It's all going to be on Sam. You get an idol, you play it on Sam. You can send out whoever you want, George. You can send out anyone you want, but they all like know Haley's game as a ruthless player. They're like, why? What benefits her telling us the truth here? And so obviously, if you're Sean, you're like,
a band of morons is what she gains.
To be fair,
she gains nothing from this. It's like, no, she gains 5 idiots is what she, or 4 idiots is what she gains.
To be fair, I blame Sam here because from what we're shown going into commercial, that's where Haley has the conversation with Nina. We get back from commercial. I just have cue Sam screwing himself because Nina goes and tells Sam, hey, I think we need to play an idol for you. And he says, I don't believe you.
Yep.
And then he goes to Sean and says, don't believe Haley. Don't believe anything she says.
And I am sitting here screaming at the TV going, yes, Sam's sending himself home. This is even better than I could ever imagine.
And it's just sweet justice because that gets us to tribal council.
Well, like Nina finds her idol here.
Well, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Nina finds an idol. Nina finds an idol.
Yeah. But she doesn't tell anyone except for anyone within earshot.
I know. I was like, oh my. She's just like so enthusiastic.
But here's the thing. Her mum said to Croc, Sandra's like, there is one rule in Survivor. There is one rule. And anyone who listens to this is going to win the game. And I remember Croc told me this as well. That's why I was like, wait, because I said to the producers, do I tell Croc I found an idol? And they're like, yes, he's your partner. And I'm like, yeah, but Sandra said, and everyone who had told me to go on this show said, if you find an idol, you don't tell anyone. I don't think Nina could have spat it out with a microphone louder than she did. Why did she do it?
And she suddenly got in third person.
She made a megaphone out of bark.
She did. And I need to know why. Did she need to thicken things? Why? I don't get it.
I think it was just like this brief lapse of judgment of like you're just in this euphoric moment of oh my god, we only had 1 idol. We now have 2. Nina has an idol. Nina has an idol.
And to further Johnny's point that Haley's trying to guide this band of idiots. We go to Sean here saying that like, well, we have 2 idols. There's 3 of us. We have a 75% chance of playing it correctly tonight. I was like, that is not the correct math.
That is, no one said there'd be math, Sean. He is very pretty.
He is.
Oh,
you know what? He's had a better showing this go around than his first time.
Yep.
Yeah. Him saying disparaging things about the Golden God did not play well on my TV. I'll tell you that. calling a beautiful man like the Golden God a used car salesman. Stop it. Whiny voice. Listen, no one listens to the Golden God's voice.
Whiny for that. Wait, so we've got 2 idols here that are getting played.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we've got everyone saying play it for Sam.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And I'm really sorry. But unless you're like this and your plan is so concreted together, you can't play it for someone else. You are so nervous at this stage. Like, even if you don't think, like, Nina can't have thought she had votes. Like,
right. And the issue is, if you're Sean and you have held on to this idol for over 20 days, you have to play that idol for yourself and no one else.
And he promised Sam a case of beer if he was wrong. So I'm good.
Yeah, because like in Sean's mind, like, well, then I win the game.
Yeah.
Case of beer, that's nothing. I can get you a case of beer.
Yeah.
But to Sam, that'd be like, oh, what a swell dude. Swell guy.
Swell guy.
Did you see the case of beer, though?
You know how much a case of beers used to go for when I played Survivor the first time? I don't know, Sam. We don't care.
He doesn't have an English accent.
Well, he wasn't going to drink it because he was going to send him the Villains Are Us, and he's like, I'm a hero.
I'm a hero. I can't drink it.
Stop.
Did you see the case of beer that Sean sent him, though? It got posted. It's one of those like major things. It's an entire pallet. It's like,
oh, damn,
3,600 beers.
Oh, did he?
I didn't see it.
Well, because that's probably what Sean can drink in one sitting.
Yeah,
that's so cool. Did he really do that?
According to their social media, that's what happened.
Well, I don't think it's fake.
Yeah,
that's so cool. How did I?
Yeah.
I like Sean. All right.
But what makes this also hard for Haley is like you have to rely on these 3 people playing their idol right and picking George because she can't flip. No one from her side can flip because it exposes the plan.
Yeah.
And now you have no deniability. So we get to tribal, everything's happening, and the idols start getting played. Nina decides I'm gonna play myself, and Haley's just like, Are you fucking kidding me? I gave you guys the script, and she's staring down Sam like, Sam, no one else is looking at me right now.
Yeah, but then George is looking at her.
Do something here, and Sam's like, I think you should play it for me. I think you should play it for me. Haley, she's giving me the ice.
Oh,
and Sean's just like, about that.
I was screaming.
No.
And I knew what was going to happen, and I was screaming.
Yeah. The only thing we have at tribal is this is where George does say that if anyone jumps ships and votes him out, he will not be giving them his vote.
That's true. And
the thing you do there is you vote him out and make sure 3 people from your group get to the end because then he has to vote or he quits.
Yeah.
There we go.
If he's a man of his word.
So, well, at the end of the episode, Sam goes back to the Shire, and all is well. The ring is restored for Mordor. What?
Can I just mention
Sam not a hobbit?
What I found very weird about this tribal also is with only Flick on the jury, they spent so much time talking about, like, well, with the jury stacking up now.
Yeah.
Like, what are your... I'm like, there's literally one person there.
He's talking about her butt cheeks from all of her bathing suits.
Yeah,
peach.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Flick's got a good rump. I see why they brought her back.
I just found it weird with only 1 or 2 people on the jury. Like, it's really stacking up now.
Yeah,
it happens. So, all right. So Sam goes, yay! All right,
and now my sad episode.
Yes, episode 17.
Not the Shiz.
Not the Shiz. All right.
Yeah. It starts out, we're on the beach. Shawnee catches a crab and feels great because she's with her best friend. I said caught a crab, not caught crabs.
Oh my God. All right. That changes
it.
Everything.
But she's just happy because she's with
Chrissy, you ever had crabs?
No fucking way.
You like lobster?
My shit's tidy ass. I don't know. But I'm a very.
You're not into seafood, is what you're saying. Okay, all right. That's all. Chrissy, get your mind out of the gutter. Jesus, trying to do a podcast.
Everything's coming up Shawnee's way here. You know, she has the Shiz, she has the Spice Girls. She suddenly has an idol that's just laying on.
Yeah, it might have been the easiest idol to find.
It was a Bendry Bergen idol.
I think it was one of those. Shawnee.
That doesn't happen in Australian Idol. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, what's the show called? Australian Survivor.
Australian Idol.
It happens in Australian Married at First Sight.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
There's a circle of Love is Blind here. It's great.
Heard this dude shake.
Yeah, he's great. Love to meet him one day. Love for him to come to the Charlotte finale.
Okay, come on. I'm coming back.
Yeah,
here we go.
Everything's going Shawnee's way. Intro, come back to camp. Nina and Sean feel like they're on the bottom, but they don't want to expose Haley. They feel like they can still work with her.
Smart.
George says, thank God Simon's such a bad player.
We all thank God that Simon's a bad player.
Stop kicking him while he's down.
Yeah.
Stop kicking him while he's down. Come on.
This is where we start to get the first mention of Shawnee and Liz. They're talking about don't know if we can really trust George moving forward.
No.
Well, it's not even a sense of them saying like they can't trust him. Right. They realize how well of a game he's playing because they've been playing alongside him. And so I think they correctly are like, well, we can't go to the end with him. He'll have to go at some point.
Yeah.
Would you, if you were out there with Georgie, would you cut ties or would you just go to the end?
Everyone asked me this, and I asked him, and he's like, well, I don't know. What do you think? I think I would have, just because I learnt my lesson last time. I think he'd have to be gone straight up because I got no.
You do it with military precision, Chrissy. Have you learned from Mark?
No, I reckon I'd befriend him the same way, but I just got to finish the job on everyone.
It's just that he's the type of player that, like, because of just how he is, he's the person you take out like right before you get the final tribal because he's the least likely of any group of people to win an immunity challenge.
I would just
he's dangerous, and the best way I can describe George here is George is literally like the human form of fire. He's a great ally to have. He can light the way for you, help you get to your destination. But you have to be very careful with how you extinguish that flame, or it's going to catch onto a tree. And suddenly everything around you is fire, and it's no longer helping you, it's hurting you.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to like have that weird bounce of him. Like, I don't think he's someone that needs to go right at the beginning. I think he's someone that's a very good ally to have, but there's a spot that he needs to go by.
There's just so much talk that, and it's been in the edit, and it's been said and heard. Once you are his friend, though, he doesn't burn you. The fire's not going to touch you.
Yeah.
So I feel like
if you are his friend and you're really not Simon and like anyone else.
Absolutely. Simon's not his friend. You can tell they fight all the time. There's no respect. Yeah. I mean, with Shawnee and Liz, he thought that they were blood.
Yep.
Right? And the second he saw a couple of those eye flinches and then he's heard Shiz, you're dead. But if they had have stayed loyal, George would have been final three. You know what I mean? Like that would have been...
Yeah, but I think he could have lived with the eye flinches. I think it was Shiz. I think Shiz hurt his feelings.
Shiz got him.
I think the Shiz part hurt his feelings, but I think it then he allowed it to cloud his overall judgment. It's the right play in retrospect of information he does not have.
Yeah,
just in short-term gameplay where they are discussing potentially taking him out at 8. It's a good move to get rid of Shawnee there in that short gap of like logic. But
I think it's great to be here, so I'm glad it happened. But I don't.
You're there, you guys, what you see, this is so hard for me because it's not what it is. You know, like when you're there, you can see when people are going to chat. So George would have seen lots of little chats that they were having that we didn't see. There's more to what happened there. This is a social play.
We saw the highlights of the Shiz conversation.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He saw five. He saw 5 more of those, and
So
that was
true.
4. That was 4 too many.
Yeah, because we have the comment, because I think the one that we think he hears anyways, you can't take the villain out of the Shiz. And he says, when did the Spice Girls become the Shiz?
Oh,
he was mortified.
Yeah.
He was mortified.
I think that's my favorite line from this entire season.
When did the Spice Girls become the Shiz?
Yes. I mean, I have never seen someone lose it over something
I mean,
so
he was getting
trivial in my entire it's like they kicked his dog. It's just like the Shiz. Oh my arm. Oh, that's it.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like I think he sees these conversations, then he allows it to like be the forefront of his plan. Because as we see throughout the episode,
I play a similar game. It's just like so we're not this, and you're cool. I got it. You're dead to me.
I just thought in the grand scheme of things, doing the move now opened up more avenues for him to leave the game sooner than if he still kept them.
Yeah,
is more so what I'm saying in this episode.
Yeah,
because his whole process was, I need these alphas out. I need Simon out. I need Sean out. And like, and Sean and Nina are still up for the table. I think he still needed to take one more of them out.
Yeah.
Before he scoops up Sean.
Yeah, the move should have been one, but it just made for the timing of everything. Just the stars aligned for something just so great on an episode 17.
And he's also that person who was like, as soon as the idea was in his head, he was going to go to every single person until someone said yes.
Yeah, I know. He goes, Jerry, what do you think? No. Okay, great. Matt, or whatever your name is. What do you think?
And I don't mean that in a bad way, Chrissy. Because I can see that in myself too. It's like, if I suddenly have this plan out and I know in my head, I'm like, I think I have to do this. I need someone to validate it before I go full throttle at it.
And of course, Haley is a yes.
Yeah, because Haley's just okay, time to have fun.
Yeah,
let's ruin some games.
And Haley's just like, do I get partial credit for this move? Great, I will use that against you down the road too, as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep what I can.
Could you put my name first when you tell people? It's like Haley and you, aces. Cool.
There we go.
I'm just loving it.
Yeah. So before we get to the immunity challenge, there was a lot of talk about timing, but it is always a right time to shave your balls.
Oh, support for Reality After Show is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below the waist grooming. Their products are precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. That's right, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code SURVIVOR at manscaped.com. If my math's correct, that's about 12 million balls.
The Performance Package 4.0 has arrived, and oh man, is it a game changer. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker, ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your goodies.
First off, the Lawnmower 4.0, this trimmer is the future of grooming, and dare I say, the greatest ball trimmer ever.
Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to help reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof and has a 4000K LED spotlight that you need for a more precise shave.
Now, I have a dark shower curtain in my bathroom, and I've been looking for the perfect way to shave in the dark, kinda. Guess what? I found it. 4000K LED. No longer a problem. I got perfectly smooth, clean balls thanks to the Lawnmower 4.0.
It's time to take care of yourself, so go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with the code SURVIVOR. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code SURVIVOR. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Thanks for sticking with us through the ad break. And don't forget, for more exclusive reality after show coverage, visit realitypatron.com. That's reality, patron.com.
And we are back. Well, most of us anyway. Chrissy screams off.
I thought you were about to have the giant chocolate bar again.
I thought it was going to be the chocolate bar.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Even better. Even better.
Perfect. Oh, here we go.
Johnny
Johnny's not here. We can race through some of this stuff so we don't
Okay,
get
go.
derailed. He's going to be back in 6 seconds. But anyway, immunity challenge. This one happens in 3 stages. Stage 1, attempt to land 3 sandbags on a disc. The first 6 to finish, move on. Stage 2, throw sandbags to knock off rungs of a ladder and then use those rungs to build a bridge. Top 3, move on. And then stage 3, tethered to a spinning table, attempt to stack all of their discs. And that one looks incredibly hard.
That could have been the challenge by itself.
They were all hard.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You didn't like it, Alex?
No, I liked it. But I'm saying that one could have been the challenge all by itself with the difficulty.
Are we on episode 18? Sorry.
We just dissected what the challenge was for episode 17.
Great.
Go play a game of Godzilla and then we'll be on 18.
Okay, I'm good. I live in a house, Chrissy, so I peed off the back deck. So.
I was gonna say that, but I thought
live in a house, Johnny.
It's a good deck to pee off of.
Dan's peed off my deck.
I have.
Don't talk about pee. I'm eating.
Okay, sorry. I apologize. Just don't show your feet while I'm eating, and I'll be. Have you met my friend Chrissy in Australia with 8 toes?
Now it's 8.
Yeah,
8? Why is it 8, Dan?
Yeah, Dan. Why is it 8?
Why is it my fault? I didn't
Dan. Jesus, she has 9 toes. Leave the woman alone. It's beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. I'm sorry. I like to apologize for Dan.
He's really been
Chrissy's going to stop
stitching
responding to my messages.
I'm gonna cut you, Dan. You're meant to be my guy.
Yeah, why are you stitching up Chrissy like this?
I have done no such thing.
Don't be telling Porky Pies about Chrissy, please.
Yeah, you
It's gonna be
joker.
my new logo. I'm gonna do 8 when you guys.
Yes.
All right. For it.
So
Anyway, Simon's a cat again.
Yeah, Simon's a cat. Stage 1, Simon, Jerry, Matt, Liz, Sean, and Haley move on. So that
Can we talk about Jerry flexing on them when he got second?
Yeah.
He just stopped. He's like, "Let me show you guys how shredded I am now."
Jerry is.
He is.
I like Jerry. I like Jerry.
He's a weapon.
Hey, I would love to talk to Jerry.
Well,
Look at Jerry.
Yeah,
I'll get
I did.
Jerry next.
For the record, I hit up Shawnee before the podcast, and she actually replied and said no.
Did she really?
Yeah. Well, normally she doesn't reply, so we're baby steps.
I'll pause me when we try to get
the
Jerry.
first step.
Jerry can't come on here. He can't come on here.
Yeah, you can.
He's so all right. He don't care. He doesn't know. Jerry did not read the contract.
I don't mean next week.
Yeah.
Just keep talking. Pretend I'm not here.
Yeah. While stage 2 is going on, George has a conversation with Nina and says, "We really need Simon and Sean to not win." And she goes, "Does that increase my risk if they both win?" And George just goes, "Yeah."
And I think that's the thing that I think separates it. So many people in Modern Survivor see like being brutally honest with people usually tends to be a bad thing, but it's like what Johnny said. He sort of is this anomaly where it's like he can get away with just being like
being honest.
Here's the brass tacks. Like, you are going to go home if one of these 2 people win.
I've seen very similar gameplay in 2003 and 2023.
Oh, talking about Dara?
No, he's talking about King George.
King George. Yeah. Oh,
pick it up, Dan.
Oh yeah,
my bad.
2003.
That's when Johnny was on.
That's
my first season.
That's Johnny's first season.
Chrissy, you're not gonna believe this. My birthday is Saturday. I'm 49 on Saturday.
Tomorrow.
With those abs.
Yeah.
You're 49?
49.
Babe, you've never looked better. This is
I
amazing.
know. I didn't have abs at 48.
I know. Look at him.
I'm the new Jerry.
Yeah, AU Survivor, call him.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, yeah.
He can be part of the meat tray. He'll love it.
I would be part of the meat tray.
You got to come play down under, babe.
What about Survivor?
You set yourself up there. You set yourself up there, Chrissy. No! The 4 toes!
Oh,
That's Chrissy, your feet look beautiful.
No, I just put them up there so everyone calm down. Keep going. I was really intrigued in this. Keep going. Nina.
So Nina can't have Sean or Simon win. So what happens? It is Sean, Simon, and Haley move on to the 3rd round.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And George says, this is what happens when you leave alpha males in.
Yep.
Wow.
Also, George, in the same episode, I'm not targeting the alpha male.
Yeah. So Simon wins again.
Yep.
Yeah,
with his
Simon wins
cat-like
again.
reflexes.
He's
Cat-like.
unstoppable.
Yeah. He's very
So
cat-like.
speaking of, because we just saw Chrissy's feet.
Do we have hats coming?
Oh my God. Now I need your addresses, which I think, Dan, you sent me, but we're just going to send one
Yeah.
bulk package.
Yeah, just send it. Dan can handle it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dan
so
can handle it.
we'll send them as well. Yeah, they're snuffed ones. They are beautiful, Simon. Good boy.
Yeah.
Amazing. They're coming. They're coming.
And
The finale.
and buffs. Great. We're very excited about the buffs.
You can have one of my buff. I'll get about 30.
Perfect.
I'll send you one, Johnny.
I feel like buff is code for something, but that's a different story, a different podcast.
Anyway, Dan.
It's being sent to me. I don't know if I want to be the middleman there.
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Dan, she has beautiful feet. Stop it. God, 7 toes. Not cool, Dan.
Hey.
Eight.
Sorry. 8.
So this is where George does tell Jerry that they need to put their foot down.
Yeah.
So that they're getting Simon out. And I think they needed Chrissy's foot. She puts her foot down.
Oh,
They're getting their way.
It's leaving a weird print there.
But Simon goes back into cat mode.
If you follow Chrissy down the beach, you're just like, what?
It's a dog. It's a dog.
It's
Simon wins immunity.
Yeah, Simon goes back into cat mode and wins his second individual immunity in a row. Which
Oh no, George's plan.
delight.
Not everything's going according to plan.
Yeah, everything is not going to court. And this is the George I like. Like, I enjoyed watching George
Squirm.
playing from underneath on Brains versus Brawn. And
So do I.
and we got a little taste of this right here, and I'm just like, this is why I mean, like, King George in charge is great, but King George playing underneath, that's the guy. That's where he shows his what he's got, and he's brilliant.
And do you love? I absolutely am obsessed with how he goes down to the beach to think, and then you get a freeze frame of him thinking, and then it feels like it's in slow motion when he's realized something's not worked, and you see him literally go, what we do, I know I do. Oh my fucking God, what are we gonna do? Oh, shit. George just goes, and then he has three plans, and all of them are going to be spectacular. Like, watching it kills me because I know his facials and stuff.
Yeah. So the plan is
you like a good facial, Chrissy?
You
like a good facial?
Dan.
I tried. I was trying to move us along and was interrupted. So the plan is to split 3-3 between Sean and Nina.
Jessica got facials in New York. That was her second one that day.
Block him. Everyone at Jonny Fairplay, block this guy.
I don't even know what that means.
He's got abs and he thinks he's in porn star now.
Oh, well, wow. I mean, kind of.
Yeah, so
the plan is to split it 3-3, and this is where they go to Simon, and Simon makes his deal with the devil, goes back to King George and says, Simon, we'll keep you along to the last of the stragglers, but you are not saving your boyfriend, Sean. You're voting for him. You're not voting out Nina.
Yep.
So,
Wild.
So that's the plan. And then this is where we kind of see George. He's looking for we talked about it earlier, the answer that he wants to hear from the conversations. Pulls Jerry aside. Hey, what about Shawnee? Jerry, no, not going to do anything. I'd imagine he probably went to Matt next, but then he's just fine, screw it. Like, Haley will give me the answer that I want.
Yeah, there's no point in showing it. It's a boring conversation.
Yeah, but this is also, and I remember watching this bit as well. He had what he wanted to say. However, Simon answered it was going to be the telltale. You know what I mean? Like, George is so smart that he could read straight away what happened there. And then I remember something else in that episode happening, and I was like, okay, so I'm going to circle back to that. Keep going, Dan.
Okay, so this is new plan. They're taking out Shawnee, and George says we'll have a tight 4. It'll be himself, Haley, Matt, and Jerry, and thinks that Liz won't switch over, not to join a tie.
Yep.
But for insurances, he's going to go and he's going to find Nina. So he's running to chase down Nina. I love that Sean's right there, and he's pretty much just like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Grown-ups are talking here, and Sean puts his head down 7 feet above and turns away.
So George tells Nina the plan. I did love that. I mean, why would George lie? He won't lie on a pinky promise. So let's do that. He's locked in.
That's so funny because, like, my final conversation with Sandra on Pro Islands is, do you swear you guys didn't have a conversation? And she goes, I swore, and he made me show my fingers, but I was crossing my fingers on the inside. So if Nina had seen her own mom play,
but she's a hero.
But George wasn't lying.
George was not lying.
No, I wasn't lying.
But it's just, it was like, this was like a beautiful tragedy, this whole episode for me.
There may be a pinky promise on an upcoming show, by the way. I will say that.
Rumor and innuendo, of course. But it's just like this beautiful tragedy because I've loved Shawnee's journey every time, because Shawnee is sort of like a Sari type in the sense of like very like always going to be up there among the best to play the game. Very hard path to actually get to the end. But I feel like
heartbreaking every time they go.
It's so heartbreaking, especially because like she doesn't realize the full story when she leaves, and doesn't know until the next tribal, and you see that snap in her facial like reaction as soon as Liz says, well, George says he orchestrated all of it, and her eyes just like dull immediately. But
it really ruined her outfit.
Yeah, it did.
No, that was a good outfit.
So like she's going, but I think George is now in this spot where it's like, because it's now the confessionals have become a lot more of me.
Yeah,
this is benefiting me. This gives me control, but it's not looking at. But what else happens when Shawnee goes? Who suddenly gets a little more power or the potential to take power away from him? Because he's like, Shawnee no longer can take power away from me. Liz is now a non-factor. But Haley's sitting right there.
Yeah.
Like, you're letting a Diaz Twine still stay in this game. It's like, there's people, Jerry and Matt are working with you. That's fine. But like, you're a little too confident in Liz will have nobody, so she will just work with us anyway, and not seeing the human element of it. Like, he's seeing the chessboard, but a chessboard does not tell you the inner thoughts and emotions of a person.
Yeah.
When a move happens without their knowledge.
The other thing, and who knows, maybe it's just the way that it's being edited, but this entire tribal, every time George talks and they go to the jury, it's Flick and Sam just glaring at him.
Oh yeah, they do not like.
They don't like him. They respect the gameplay.
Yeah,
but because like they're like, oh my god, he did this.
Sam doesn't know that they're
guys. Sam's not a one-dimensional player.
Oh, we have a.
Hey, Jessica.
She can hear you.
Hi, girl. You got your boy back.
I do.
You can take him. We're sick of him already.
She has 9 toes. You know that?
I do not, Jess. I don't.
11.
Damn, why are you saying this?
Oh, wow.
Alex, shut your dirty mouth.
Okay,
He's
Joker.
so cute. Look
She's
at
blonde
her.
now. She's working on it. She's up.
I'm the new girlfriend.
Yeah.
I love it blonde, but you look different. I love both.
She loves both.
I love both.
He's talking about me and you.
Oh, she's so cute. Bye, Jess. How did you get her?
Great question.
Massive dick.
No, it was just a bunch of reasons. There's this many reasons.
Find out on the Patreon Q&A. Become a patron at realitypatron.com.
Jeez, I like your thinking though.
Very good. Keep going, Dan.
Okay, we're almost there.
The other thing that I liked about this entire time is you keep having Sean bugging Nina, like, "What did George say?"
Yeah, what did George say?
"I
Just like,
you."
I can't tell you. Sorry, Sean, you're not
So-
good at this game either.
So here,
You'll ruin everything, idiot.
Yeah. And then Dan, here, abbreviated notes. We get to tribal council because we've sort of talked about it enough. The blind side happens. Do you guys? And this is the part that we don't see, and that's part of George's brilliance. Is his social game did improve so much? He gives Shawnee the credit in his confessional. Because I feel if there was any other inkling, because Shawnee was already uncomfortable doing this split and having this idol, I feel a different player does play that idol. But I think she's just like, I think it's the curse of being a good player is you get a little too confident in the relationships that you have.
Yeah.
That you
I'm
don't
good
see it
enough.
coming.
I'm good enough. I don't need to play it.
It's like
Or it's
it's like
hear her
something will
say-
blow up, it won't hit me.
Yeah.
Well, we
Yeah,
even
like-
hear Shawnee say, she goes, "I'm nervous about this because I was in the same situation with the 3-3 split and I flipped that person."
And I didn't like it.
If Liz had found that idol on the shore, just sitting there, okay,
Different.
and George had decided is just like, you know what, I love Shawnee, but I got to break up the Shiz. Liz has to go. Liz plays the idol.
Yeah, newbie.
Absolutely, positively plays the idol.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Hey,
And Shawnee looks at her. She's like, "What are you doing?" She's just like, "I just gotta. Sorry. I know it's wrong. I like Survivor 101 says, do not play this idol right now. Blah 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 blah. I'm playing it, and she's right.
Yeah, because she says throughout the tribal council, she's like, this isn't the time. And obviously, some of it's self-interest, of course, but I think she's right, where she's like, this isn't the number to take attack from within.
Yeah.
There's still these people.
It's the next one.
But
Eight's
she's
not the
also
vote you
right there.
typically
It
see
is like, it's 8 and 7 where like the big shifts can happen. And George is aware of that too.
But what a great read by George. It's just like, if you're going to cut the head off the snake, cut the head off the 2-headed snake, you
do it before.
But you cut the Shawnee head, not the Liz head.
Yeah.
Not the Liz head. Yeah.
Well,
The
we'll see
only
if it's
thing
correct.
The only thing I found interesting is because it did leave it in there in Shawnee's exiting words. She says, "I'm pulling for my girl Liz, and I trained her well to win this game."
Yep. And that was, I think,
And that was the beginning confessional. The beginning confessional was, if I can't win, I want my best friend to be able to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I think there's been some really big things happen in these last 3. I know one of my favorites was actually Sean, because you guys saying, "Oh yeah, that Nina said get out of the way, dummy." This guy sat at that tribal and said something that made me just go, "Oh my God!" He literally looked them all in the eyes, and didn't he say, "If you think that your group, is rock solid and that you're in this position right now," and didn't he say something like that?
Yeah.
And you just see everyone go, like Shawnee's face was like, and at that point I'm like, there's an upset here. There's a massive upset here. Like Sean literally fed them what was happening, didn't he? So he
because he's not good at the game.
Well, but it's like, it's also,
and that's why Nina did not give him any more information, because he probably would have said that as well.
but it's
Yeah,
also the
okay.
thing you usually say when you're in that position. We hear it
Yes,
in US
right,
Survivor.
yeah.
It's like, there's this big alliance and you're like, all of you can't get to the end.
Well,
There
no,
is
'cause
someone
we-
who's about to get turned on.
No, because we see the same thing. The next tribal is just like, nope, they're rock solid. Nothing's gonna change. I'm just shutting up over here.
Chrissy, do you know this? I read, is Sean and his wife, are they loaded?
Oh, well, she's like the biggest back in the day, and she's recently just reinvented. So she's, I think, 40s, 50s. Yeah, I think she's late 40s. And she's just relaunched where she started as like an 18-year-old supermodel for Australia. And she is now, however many years later, she looks exactly the same, and she's the most naturally beautiful woman you've ever seen in your life. So yes, this is a ridiculously successful couple. I'm not going to speak financially or monetarily.
But I mean, does 500,000 change their life? Yeah. No. He wants the title Sole Survivor just so he can brag to his buddies.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know
it changes his life. I mean, like, you know, she's like, look, I bought you one pinball table. He's like, I'd like 3 more. She goes, well, go win Survivor.
Go win Survivor. No.
Okay.
You know what? $500,000, $60,000 changes people's lives. $500,000 changes people's lives. But if Sean needs $500,000, he's going to do a job. He's going to do it well, and he's going to get $500,000 somehow. Do you know what I mean? Like, there are some people that haven't got the capacity to go and do that.
He can get it.
He can get it. When I was on, I did not for 1 second, regardless of my bank or my children or my family.
$300 a month apartment. We know.
So it's episode 18. Oh, go ahead.
No, wait. So regardless of your bank, what was your feeling when you were out there? Just like 500,000 changes my life.
Well, no, mine wasn't, because I wasn't driven by the money to win and that come at all costs. I don't think Sean was out there. This is my opinion. I could be so wrong. I'm going to ring him after this. But I don't think he was out there going, my God, I've got to get that 500,000 for my family. This will change our lives. I think he's like, hell yes, I'm going back on this show. I've learned this and this. I'm bigger, angrier, stronger, smarter. I'm going to go and have another crack. Some people in my season, yes, they were ridiculously in it for the money. But because I wasn't, I didn't really care about that. I wasn't going to risk it all and make enemies and, you know, do the stuff that you probably do need to do if you need that 500 to survive. You know what I mean? Money makes people do crazy things.
Well, Jonny, as we very much well know, it's like a big difference with US Survivor, where there's like a pay structure based off of like where you end up.
Oh,
yeah. It's
whereas AU, it's like if you don't win,
you all get
you get basically nothing. So I feel like there is more incentive to like,
yeah.
One, you have the people that are like, I'm here for the money, but you also have the people like, I'm here for that title.
Yeah, US Survivor, you get $1,010,000 for winning. Second place gets $110,000. Third place used to get $95,000. Now they get $85,000.
What?
Yeah.
I need to come over there for some fun.
We would love to have you versus Caroline. It'd be great.
Wait, yes. So ours is straight up 500 tax free and then 0. Not even a car.
Yeah. You get
speaking of cars.
Yeah, my first season I got 95,000.
No, hang on, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's stand-up comedian and my favorite side piece, Wayne Memmott.
Hey, side piece.
Hey, what's up?
Darling.
I'm back. What's up, everybody? I'm here.
Hey, Wayne.
Hi. Oh, what's up? Your Amazon ships fast.
Wayne.
The game's back. The band's back together.
All right, let's just start the beginning. So episode 16. They come back from tribal.
Well, I'm sorry. We do have to do a brief pause before we actually start 18 to give Wayne his moment to profess his love for Sneaky Stevie.
Oh, all right.
Listen,
go, Wayne.
All I'm going to say about Sneaky Stevie is this, is that he made everybody in America and Australia fall in love with him after he had such an abysmal first Survivor. Yep. Everybody loves him. People were crying when he was kicked out of the game. There's been nobody that's been kicked out of the game that people have cried over yet. No. Sneaky Stevie is the ultimate survivor, and I can't wait to watch him back.
Oh, great.
Okay.
He's better than Gabler.
Do you like the shirt?
I do love this shirt.
Well, speaking about crying over people leaving the game, don't worry. Liz is taking it all well.
Okay, yeah. So we're on episode 18. So yeah,
episode 18. It's night 35. They're back at camp.
George comforts Liz, and she's cool with everything.
Yeah, you're one of your biggest allies of the Spice Girls and Haley. We orchestrated it all to take your best friend out of the game.
Yeah.
But you are still going to work with us. We're part of this 5 now. It's great, and you're at the bottom of it. It's great, but don't worry. Me and you can still get to the end. But here's the next thing that I didn't like about his play. Him trying to make himself the victim. He's like, this is hard for me too. I had to vote out my friend and backstab. I'm like, oh, you can't do that. You can't.
Okay.
You can't do that right now.
Yeah.
You got to do anything though. You got to get out of it.
I mean, as much credit as you want for everything, I'm throwing this all on Haley.
Right.
100%.
I thought he was going to. Because he started like Haley.
Yeah.
And I was like,
me.
no. And he's like, I miss her so much. I'm like, well, you actively chose to take her out. You don't have to miss her right now.
Oh,
yeah, but you're in what do they call it? You're in
purgatory
mode. No.
You mean like Wayne's internet?
I was going to say Wayne's still frame right now is phenomenal.
I'm back, baby.
I didn't want to say anything.
Hey,
I just enjoyed it.
Do you have something to say about Stevie?
I love him. I love him so much.
we have 2 more minutes.
Can we get Stevie at a watch party? I'll fly him in. He can stay at my house.
All right. Well, Chrissy will bring her over on her 9th show.
Okay, Dan.
Shows, according to Dan.
Him and I have been fighting this whole. I do not want him back on this set.
Yeah. He is so mad at Dan.
Chrissy.
I'm not mad at Dan. I'm in love with Dan. I'm mad at Jonny, and I'm gonna make up one called Reality Before Show.
Shots fired.
Well, anyway, I was just gonna say, Chrissy, when you send over the hatch, just pack up Stevie, send him over here. We'll take him.
There you go.
Stevie in the box.
Yeah.
Ooh, a hatch sound machine. I have one of those.
I feel like we'll get tired of Stevie.
No, never.
How about this?
Never.
If we get tired of Stevie within like the first week, let's just put him back in the box and say return to sender. But just stamp insufficient postage and put it
I will never forget after the first mud challenge and his teeth are caked in mud and they're like, Stevie, you still have mud in my teeth. He's like, I know. Like
You're okay.
Jesus, sneaky Stevie. I was so sad that I missed all of this. It really bothered me. So
yeah.
I'm glad you got your moment.
Oh, don't worry. I kept them. They're going back tomorrow.
Gotcha.
Oh, keep in mind, mine are staying forever. I have a new look.
No, you said you were gonna get a white tattoo, Wayne.
No, he had to get to the end.
He had to get to not to the end. Final 3. I guess that's the end. Yeah, okay.
That is the end.
Oh, Wayne, we need your final 3, quick. We did that.
Oh yeah, who's your final 3?
Yeah, your final 3 prediction.
Yeah. Chrissy's is Matt, and Matt. I don't know. And allegedly, there's a guy named Matt still on the show.
I think for some reason, I really think they're setting up for Simon to make the final 3.
Okay.
I don't know that he will, but I think that they're doing this storyline to get him to that. I still think Nina's got a shot. I really like Nina.
Edit if she does. She might make the final 3, but she does not have a winner edit.
I agree.
Agreed.
But we're talking if Nina's on the jury or if Nina's in the final 3, she's got a big chunk of the jury.
Right.
Huge.
And I know, listen, as much as I want to watch George in the final 3, I just have a feeling that something's coming, and I think it's going to be Liz. I think it's going to be Liz and Nina, and I think it's that's what Liz and Nina and Simon. If it's not Simon, it's George. But I just
see
they are editing like George is the king, George is the man, George, and they're just setting it all up.
But they keep showing flaws in his game.
Right.
But I'm hoping they're showing the flaws to show that everyone's not perfect.
Listen, I hope George makes it to the final 3. I'm reading too much into the edits. I have, for some reason, I feel like he's playing the game where he should. He absolutely should.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't make it, then I think it's because Simon makes it.
Yeah. So Chris, his final 3 are Nina, Simon, and Liz.
Yeah.
I put her in too, athlete.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got Georgie Boy.
Yep.
Because I was just like, he'll kill me. And I was going to do Simon. I was going to do Jerry.
But then I guilted her.
Yeah, because it's international.
Because it's International Women's Month, and I said it's going to be an all-female final 3.
Yeah. But see, I absolutely froth Haley.
Haley, Nina, and Liz. And Liz wins.
And Matt. Some guy named Matt is playing.
Matt gets 4th.
Haley is, I think, playing a more I've already won Survivor game, secretive game. Like, I think she's playing like everyone. If you were to look at all the casts and the way they edit it and say who's won Survivor before, everyone's pointing to George.
Yeah.
Really?
They're not pointing at some guy named Matt that's supposedly on the show. Is Matt on this season?
Stop!
He's a lifeguard.
He's a lifeguard?
He's a lifeguard.
For what?
This
for the baby pool?
Just ignore him. Listen, watch my lips, Wayne. Listen, focus. Just watch me. Hold up there so you cover him.
Yep.
He's come back. He's been away. We've been here pulling the show together. Just because he's got a 6-pack now, he thinks he's fucking Christmas. Cut him off. Cut him off. I've got a 6-pack too. There you go.
Right. There it is. New headline. Chrissy flashes the show.
Yep. We will have
a 6-pack.
We will have a someone will give us a timestamp on that.
That's on the Patreon.
Stockade Kid is here.
That's on the Patreon.
we will have a screenshot. Thank you, Stockade Kid.
Not only will we have a screenshot, we're gonna have a T-shirt.
No, we're gonna have a T-shirt.
Oh shit! What bra have I got on? Oh no, it's a bad one.
It's laundry day. Oh, Chris, it's Chrissy's time of the month.
All right, it is day 36. Chrissy, I'm trying to help. It's day 36.
Go, Dan.
I think this is where we do see a highlight of Liz is a much better player than we give her credit for, because this is where we get her side saying, hey, I'm placating George. I'm not going to go after him right now, but I'm going to get my revenge.
Hey. I've always said Liz was a good player. Maybe you, Dan. You know, Dan always downplays people's talents, you know.
Yeah, especially women with less toes than us.
Jesus Christ, what did I do here?
You're really stitching me up here.
Yeah, stop with the porcupine.
Is that what a stitch up is? I don't know what a stitch up is.
Chrissy, we'll start our own podcast. It's okay.
Yep.
The Reality Before Show coming soon.
Yeah,
Reality Stitch Up Show.
Yeah. Oh, is that one yours, Wayne?
Yeah. We just make jokes of all your
dumb
reality
shows. Side piece.
Sweet.
Reality side piece.
I got plenty of material for you.
Wayne doesn't even know the foot talk. I may have suggested that Jonny, with this new arrogance and body, could do an OF, because I want to do one because people love my big feet. Like, I've got monster stompers, like big.
Why are you not?
Because look at these pterodactyl talons.
Wayne, then I put it up there, and Jonny just goes full throttle on me and goes, "You've got 8 toes."
Wait, you put your foot on the camera?
She's missing
several
toes.
times.
What are you doing?
No free feet. No free feet.
I'm not a feet person, but I know women that are not famous that blur their feet out on pictures of them on Instagram because
Stockade Kid's getting that too.
Mine is so bad. They're like a 12, like they're disgusting. But I get so many offers, and people want
wait,
me to
a 12 in men's or women's? Because we might wear the same shoe size.
Oh, wait. Here's the best bit. So my hubby has size 16.
Obviously.
Which is
Do they have different sizes of shoes in Australia? What the
No.
fuck? 16.
Chrissy's a size queen.
Dan, start talking right now.
So private message me. He said Chrissy's a size queen. You say it. I can't.
It is time for the reward challenge.
All right.
Let's win a car.
Yeah, it's the car challenge.
Yay.
And Chrissy, this one probably isn't going to help you. Using only your feet, release a rope.
I'm gonna do it.
And put a flag in the center.
Oh, Jesus. She's got this challenge. She
I hopped on at the perfect time.
Oh yeah. She's like
That's
Matthew.
why when she's like, go on, I was like, I see feet really close to my notes.
Yeah.
But they're playing for an Isuzu, either
What's the
D-Max
challenge?
truck.
I'm gonna do it. What's the challenge?
Blocks
It's
with
the footy challenge.
Yeah, it's a
No,
footy
I know,
challenge.
but-
blocks.
You
What
have
is
some
it?
blocks?
You got to move blocks or tie something, don't I?
Yeah, just move blocks with your feet. You got some blocks?
I can do it.
Make a
I know.
castle.
Yeah. You know how Matthew built the snake maze and his
Yeah.
Chrissy's just like, oh, anything with feet, I'm building it. It's in my backyard. This guy.
With my feet.
I got the foot challenge. Don't worry,
Yeah.
guys. Hey, you're good at puzzles. I'm good at feet stuff. Let's win this game.
There's something there. There's
Alex-
something there.
Alex, so you're saying rumor and innuendo, Chrissy actually made this challenge with her feet? Is what
Yeah.
That's what you've heard?
Yeah, I heard that through the grapevine, you know?
Oh, Dan.
Yeah.
It all comes back to me.
Dan is this leak of information.
Oh, here we go. little known fact, Chrissy sells Tupperware.
No,
Okay, people, before you move forward, if you're listening on the audio version, stop.
Yeah.
Come over to the YouTube version.
Yes, right now, 1 hour 41 minutes.
We're getting Chrissy's
she's
first
doing great.
OnlyFans
She's
post.
doing great. She's stacking.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
stacking that Tupperware and Cool Whip container
Dude, Chrissy, I don't know what your hubby
and
does for a living.
Vaseline.
I don't know what your hubby does for a living, but you could make more money doing this for sure.
Yes.
Way for sure.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
But Simon wins.
They're oh my god.
No,
do
no.
you know how many
Excuse
people
you.
just did bad stuff to this video?
I was gonna say we all
Our
just
views are about to go through the roof.
guys, I'm serious. I'm going to open OnlyFans feet page just for you.
Wait up.
But it can only be you stacking Tupperware with
Here
your
we go.
feet. That's all it can be.
This is it. 3 feet.
Turn it off, Johnny.
Okay.
We're back. We're back.
We're back.
Okay, go.
So Simon wins, and he's very emotional because the car is worth more than what he makes in an annual salary as a he's an apprentice carpenter now.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a handyman?
Yep, like
Yeah.
a tradie. Yeah.
A tradie?
A tradie.
That's what George.
I was watching the
Very
Australian. Yeah.
derogatory.
Well, it was like I was watching the Australians traders, and this guy who's an electrician, he's called a Sparky.
Yep.
Ah.
They just like to put E's at the end in
Hey,
Australia.
you guys love ease.
I love that. I love that way better than an electrician. A Sparky. I'm going back.
I'm gonna call my
a
local
Sparky.
Sparky.
I have
Yeah,
I have a friend that was on the challenge. He loves E2. Just throw that out there.
Does his name have an H in it?
So, on this, did they bring 2 car keys because they couldn't actually bring the whole car to Samoa?
Probably.
Yeah.
Is that how they up the ante? They're like, here's 2 car keys because usually it's like,
You just
here,
forget the
now
car.
get in this car and go on a picnic. But there was no car on the picnic. It was just like,
yeah,
hey, you
I'm
win
fine
one
with
of
it.
these when you get back. Yeah, it's fine. I'm just asking.
It's less expensive.
Yep.
Yeah, we had the car in real life. But I don't think
Yeah.
we had it.
Psychic Kid says I'm an electrician in the US. It's what all the other trades cost on the job site.
Ah,
Sparkies?
kid.
No, handyman.
Oh,
Handyman, tradie.
No, we're not gonna say tradie.
You don't like it?
Well, no, I like I just want Stockade Kid to pay like $3 to do a super chat for us to read it.
I'm nervous for what Stockade Kid footage has got on me today.
Oh God,
It's
too.
okay.
Plenty of material.
You won't. It won't be anything like Wayne as a side piece with Matt Bischoff.
Yeah.
I can't believe I made side piece. I'm very honored. Thank you.
You're welcome. when it's only
You were
when it's
my
only me
favorite
and Dan
side piece.
recapping 3 episodes, yeah, things happen.
Got a little off the rails.
I feel like Dan's gonna sneak in my back seat for the Cincinnati trip and lose his job. It's gonna be great, and then he's gonna become a Sparky.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
just
stay
gonna
with
dress
Dan.
up as Stevie and just be like, Wayne, it's me. I'm here forever.
I'm here forever.
Come in.
How can I get there? I want to come to the one that you're all going to be at.
Tell size 16 to buy you a plane ticket.
Honestly, I think May 24th is the finale.
Yeah, May 24th. Come to that one.
Dan and Johnny, myself, my wife, my baby, I think we're all going to be down in North Carolina for that one.
Yeah, North Carolina. Yeah,
Yep.
May 24th. Make it happen.
Yeah, go to survivortix.com. That's survivortix.com.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, for you, Chrissy, I have a 5% off coupon.
Oh, thanks.
Chrissy, if you're flying, I'll buy your ticket.
I just want to circle back. What's the big thing you're talking into there, Alex?
It's a microphone.
You like some big and dark.
I have a nice little one I can fit in my purse.
You can fit it in
Wayne's
his mouth just
travel
like Sean.
size.
Where's Johnny's? Johnny's hangs.
Mine swings to the left.
Yeah, his skews. It's left leaning.
Wayne, it's been like this all day. Honestly,
Johnny the Hook Fairplay.
I'm on their side, Chrissy. I'm on their side.
So Dan,
Simon wins and picks the truck.
Oh, great!
Yes, because as a carpenter, as a tradie, he needs that truck.
As a tradie, he needs that.
So he decides to pick Matt, Nina, and Haley to go on reward with him. And Haley's like,
strategy.
Haley's like, this is the perfect time for talk. Like, of what's so Simon, is there a reason why you picked all 3 of us? Like, do you have a plan? No. I'm good.
Yeah,
I just thought maybe we could have a chat.
He just thought they would really appreciate him winning the truck. He's just like, I thought of it. He's like, George might make fun of me for not picking the SUV, so I'm not gonna pick him. Jerry, like, he loves like the bus system, so he won't like it. So he just thought that these people would really appreciate a truck.
Well,
Here we come back for Haley. This is where we get again that Simon's like a puppy dog. All you got to do is give him a little attention, rub his belly, and he's happy.
Well, what a good boy! What a good boy! Way to win that reward. But I feel like in his mind also, he's on the bottom.
Yeah.
He in his mind, it's like there's nothing really that I can do at the moment.
Yeah.
So might as well just pick people that I think I will enjoy spending time with.
Yep.
Doing something wrong.
Yeah. So,
I
think he's given up talking Survivor with anyone at this point because no conversation he's had has worked out. We were saying earlier, like he starts every conversation by like shitting in his hands, like, "Hey, you want to start with the handshake?" They're like, "Dude, you shit your hand."
No, Johnny, in 20 minutes, he's going to discover that he has agency in this game. It's okay.
That is true. He does.
Yes. But
hey, you want to ride the lightning?
But this is where Haley also drops the bomb to these people because he's like, she now wants to start getting the seeds ready to give people more reasons to want to go after George. And he already has $60,000, guys.
That was pretty crappy of her to do that.
Which isn't really that much.
I mean
it's a lot for free, but it's like
it's a lot when no one but the winner makes money.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
We don't get any second places, baby.
That's a bummer.
You all get like what, $6,000?
I want to say like 150, 200 a day.
Yeah. Well,
but then other people got money on top.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Like what
Can,
you guys?
can I also point out how funny it is that they went in Isuzu, a car that has not been in America for 25 years?
Yeah.
I just every time that they it's like you went in Isuzu, and I'm like, oh, what? A who?
No, when I was a little kid, we call it the Isuzu.
Tracker.
No, the Isuzu
Tracker.
Trooper.
Oh, the Trooper. That's right.
It was a Geo Tracker, the Isuzu Trooper.
That's right. Yeah, the soft top. It was like the Jeep.
Wait,
yeah,
so
yeah,
that's not even a good car for you guys?
We don't have it.
We don't have
We
it.
just don't have it.
They're
It
not
was a
in the
good
United
car.
Yeah.
It was a good car when I was a kid. There was a lot of Isuzu, like smaller trucks. Like
Well, they had Joe Zuzu.
Tradies. Yeah.
Joe Zuzu was like one of the best commercials. Like he was a liar was his gimmick,
Yep.
and then he was on that show Empty Nest.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
I do remember
But
that.
we're really starting to see Haley, pivot back. Haley pick up momentum. She says, I like to make these moves in the shadows. We kind of see her laying out her strategy. And then this takes us right into the immunity challenge. In this one, we have JLP's torture device.
Yes.
a wall sit.
Wall sit. Yep.
Hideous.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I would not.
Dude.
I have bad knees. I would not be good at this.
Nina's legs, it didn't even touch the sides.
But do you think you would have an advantage with like less than 10 toes, perhaps?
Better balance.
Yeah. I would think.
Honestly, I was surprised that Sean was in the final two
Same.
because it's not because of like him being strong, because like that's beneficial, but muscles just weighs more, and where the whole process is you're constantly going down, just being bigger.
He seems like a dude that owns a squatty potty, and I feel like that's the preparation for this.
Yeah,
I'm
but
a dude that owns a squatty potty. I hope that makes me look like Sean.
You have a squatty potty?
I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, hell yeah, I got a squatty potty.
All right, Alex, you have a squatty potty?
I don't.
What is a squatty potty?
Dan, you have a squatty potty?
No.
You don't know what a squatty potty is?
It makes you poop easier.
Do you know how like in in other countries how they like shit over a hole and they squat down? This is a little step stool that fits around your potty to prop your feet up. You know about feet. Prop your feet up so that your legs are at a better angle so it squeezes out better. It's got a whole unicorn.
I can't believe that now this episode is going to be able to chart into education topic. This is an educational podcast, folks.
We need to circle back to the diet because it just changed the food groups. It shouldn't be.
No. Excuse me. It's America. We drink a lot of beer and we eat a lot of cheese. We need to poop easier.
No. What you need? So I learned over the last 30 days that you need to eat a living probiotic. They have them in the refrigerated sections of your vitamin stores, and they're very expensive. But you can get them. They're also available on Amazon. I'll send you a link. They can send it to you refrigerated, and they're a third of the price of what I paid the other day. And so there's 100 billion.
Probiotics.
Whatever, and probiotics in it. So I just started that like 4 days ago.
I drink Sonder beer.
No wonder you're on the potty, Wayne. Vaping away like an addict.
Yeah. I know two people
What
on
a fucking apple.
I know two people on this cast that love a vape.
Me?
No, on the season.
Oh,
We're not a cast.
Heroes.
Were they both at Hearts at Reality?
No, one of them was, and the other one might have got sent home by that person, and that's who got them turned on to him.
He smokes about 50 a day.
I know, he loves them.
He doesn't care where he is.
No.
I don't know
That
who's
smell
listening.
in
Sorry
your
if he's listening,
lungs.
but even if we're at the shops, he's like this.
Yeah, he brings them everywhere.
Now
I'm
listen.
respectable. I go outside.
Yeah,
All right.
no, not George.
No, you're a good boy. I've noticed your etiquette. But I do feel like just add a little tiny bit more fiber, maybe less beer in the carbs, and you won't need to hoik your knees up around your head like that.
Oh, now we're also into health and fitness trends.
Yeah, there we go. All right, are we at the end of the
Now,
episode
listen,
yet?
quick, because I've got 1 minute, and I need to let the viewers know that you guys have been taking the piss out of me all day, and I have 10 toes. I don't want this
We
to go
know.
viral.
We know. Yeah, we have video of it.
We have video evidence.
Yeah, we'll be selling it on my new OnlyFans, Chrissy's feet. Chrissy, onlyfans.com/Chrissy Feet. Can't miss it.
Wayne, you're going to love these. The postie just dropped me these. Look at the size of them, but I got new rabbits.
Dang.
New rubbers.
No rabbits.
She needs rubbers. Oh my
Is that
god.
what they're called over there? Rubbers? Those are nice. Oh, there's carpet on the back?
Yes, they're the latest Jordans, and there were only 5,000 pairs made. But because I've got a big foot, my size is always available.
Oh, that's amazing.
These are
I don't
What is
think
that?
those.
Those are slippers.
yeah.
This is
Yeah, it's the
wrong.
Jordan slippers.
It's a Jordan slipper. It
Jordan makes slippers.
makes everything.
Okay. Dan, where were we?
So Nina wins immunity, and
And
she's
Nina
the
wins
first
immunity.
twine
Yeah, the
to win
first-
individual immunity.
or DS Twine.
Or
in
DS
7
twine.
seasons.
6 or 7 or 5. No, 5 or 6 or 6 or 7. We
Well, to be
have
fair,
no confirmation from Nina or Jonathan.
No.
No.
Sandra's never built her game on winning challenges.
Yeah, that's a sucker's bet.
But Nina's straight fire in the challenges. Did you see her in that swimming one? Because I was away for that. I had to miss you guys that week. Like that swimming one, she smashed that as well. You know,
Yeah.
like
Oh, I fast forward through it because you weren't on the podcast. So
Yeah, she did very well on it.
Oh no, I just didn't even but the episode. I'm just like, oh, Chrissy's on the podcast. Let me just fast forward through the actual episode.
But this is
I
where
watched you guys with the sound off.
good. As you should.
Why?
But this is where the plan starts coming to action. Haley convinces George that the best thing to do is to split the vote between Simon and Sean, and
Yes.
George buys into it.
Yes.
But this is where the plan is starting to get in motion because in George's mind, he's like, well, Simon's going. Let me bring Sean in now. Sean's going to be my heavy to get me to the end.
Because Sean was very excited to finally have a conversation with George. He was just like, oh man, like George finally talked to me. This is pretty cool. Like, I know this is dumb, but this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, well, be flattered.
It was very
This
much
is after
George.
Sean
George
says
tells
that,
a lot of lies, but sometimes he tells the truth.
Yes, it's one of those.
So this is after Sean says that all that follows Simon around is what do you say? Disaster and misery.
That's true. Yeah, Sean looking at the options of Ride the Lightning or the Lies of George. The Lies of George sound like a much better option.
Ride the lightning. Let's
That
go.
could be a new one, Rod the Lightning.
But there's a third plan potentially in play.
Yeah, Simon's got
Uh,
agency.
Yeah, well, two parts here. Simon does go to George and tries to pitch to him like a final two.
Final two deal.
But here's the thing.
Yes.
I would say if I'm George, he's like in George's mind, Simon's a goat.
Yeah.
Why not let the immunity boy bring
Because
you
George
to the
was
end?
insulted that Simon came to him with it.
But I mean, is that a flaw in George's
That is
way
a
of
flaw in
playing?
George's game. Well, but George didn't say no
Well, to his face.
to his face. Yeah. So
But
it
immediately
wasn't
goes,
a
he
flaw
has
in
the
that. It wasn't a flaw in
audacity.
that.
He's mad.
Yeah, it wasn't a flaw in that. He was just like, I'm King George, you're not. I come to you with that. You don't come to me.
But like, and like, you're not going to be able to get George out this round. So the next best thing is, well, let's take the person out that we know is showing no signs of flipping in Matt.
Yeah.
And in theory, that's also a good move.
That was the best move.
Yeah.
I feel
Matt even admitted on the reward challenge that he wouldn't write George's name down.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's a good move for Simon. The move that happens ultimately for now was the optimal move for Haley, where because George's suspicion is Nina.
I think Haley would potentially I think Sean would still potentially work with Haley.
No, I agree.
I think Haley was just like, I'm over this guy.
Well, that's why I'm saying it's an unintentional good move where she doesn't know the conversation that George had with Sean about that opportunity.
Yeah.
So by removing Sean from the table, the only other heavy that's left is Simon, and Simon and George aren't going to work together.
No, in spite of even if Simon meant it today, he doesn't tomorrow.
And for now, Simon will always pick Haley to work with over George. So you get him. Liz is going to work with Haley if it means getting out George, and
One final conversation before tribal from Haley to Simon. If you're Haley, you're good.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like squirrel, like.
But this is where we're heading to tribal, and George's like, everything's going my way.
Everything's
coming up Millhouse.
Nothing can go wrong here.
I have complete and utter control of this game.
Everything. And I was just like, oh my God, why did you upset the Survivor gods by saying those words out loud?
So many times.
Yeah. It's just repeated.
Not just once. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, and I like obviously your friend Chrissy, I'm only talking on this in terms of the podcast, but it's like it's such good storytelling ultimately still. It's like it's this lead up of like everything's going my way. The only thing that hasn't gone his way so far was the Stevie vote.
Yeah.
And that was a compromise that he made.
That was a compromise that he threw out.
Right. So still everything ultimately has gone his way. And this is finally a round where everything leaves. His way does not happen. Simon's still here. Sean is gone that he was going to try to utilize. And Haley gets no blood at the moment because all George is seeing is red of it was Nina.
Does he figure out it's Nina or no?
I don't know. Because obviously Nina will,
it's not Nina.
Because obviously Nina will say, no, I didn't do it. But does that even matter at that point to George?
I'm loving watching him have to play to squirm a bit.
Yeah.
Like he has cruised through.
It's more fun watching him play.
I love watching him play. He hasn't really played. Yeah. Like, yes, he's played. That's disrespectful to his game.
He hasn't had adversity.
He's had correct.
Yes.
You know,
like even the Stevie thing that hurt, it was fun watching it.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, you know what? This isn't optimal, but this is what King George does. He makes lemonade out of
I make deals.
Out of shit.
I mean, his adversity was he was knocked out the first entire vote of the game.
Yeah.
And his two allies that he picked initially was the first vote and was also knocked out of the game.
But you could also say that was a blessing because a lot of talk was that he would have been the first person out.
I agree it was a blessing because I think he chose wrong. But in his mind, he came in like, oh, the only two allies I've made, one's been knocked out and one's been voted out.
One's gone home.
Yeah.
So he came back to the game with the only two allies that the editors had showed us that he had made were both already gone.
By himself, yeah.
So he immediately is like, oh shit, I have to pivot. Oh, there's the Shiz. Because it was the Shiz before it was the Spice Girls. It just didn't have the name of the Shiz.
Yep.
But it was Shawnee Liz. It was already Shawnee Liz, and then he picked it up.
That's okay. So that's where the trigger is as well. I wasn't aware of that. I thought the Shiz came up to get rid of Georgie.
They were made before he came back.
Yes. I don't know. Did they say the name before he came back?
Even if they didn't reveal the name, the bond was already made there.
Right. They were already made. And he like recognized.
And that I think that was part of my headspace of why I didn't understand the animosity to it, because like he came in as the third.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, see, that's new to me. I thought they were rock solid 3. Okay. Cool.
But I think that was his perspective. His perspective, even though he was coming as a 3, we are now a 3.
Right.
Like whatever you guys had before is cool, but we are now a collective 3. It's not a 2 and me as a tag along.
Because it was also early on in the game.
Yeah. But Sean goes.
Yeah, Sean's gone.
Sean's gone, and all George is saying is it was Nina. She is dead.
She's dead. It was Nina.
And the next time on is a lot of we see a challenge happening, and then it's George and Haley. George talking about who would win overall, the king or the queen, who can outplay the other, and Haley is, I have the life of George's game in my hand. And that's, we don't know what happens. Tune in next week.
I just have this feeling that this is the Nina takes out the princess. I don't want to call her a princess because that sounds diminutive, but she's the daughter of the queen. So takes out the king.
She loves it. We call her that.
Okay. All right. The princess. I just had this feeling that they're building up to that. And I don't know if it's going to be the first episode because I could see it being the first or the second. But
I think there's Haley. I reckon there's some Haley stuff happening in the first. Then we get the second, Nina maybe. Then the third, there'll be an upset, and then we got our final.
Well, I know Dan has a prediction for what happens in this week. I want Dan to say it before we close out.
Oh, my prediction, because I think everyone will lose their mind, is that Haley gets her way, eliminates George, but it's a non-elimination episode.
And Georgie gets to come back?
Are we due for a non-elimination?
I think we're still due for one more.
If it's a final 3 like we think, there's one non-elimination left. If it's a final 2, there'd be 2. Because we have 6 episodes left. We're switching to 2 episodes a week for the last 3 weeks.
And do you know the reaction it's going to have when George gets taken?
That's what I saw.
A hit happens and it's a non-elim.
Do you think everyone's pissed that they're just like, oh, production saved George?
That's immediately what's going to happen. But that's going to happen if it was Haley too. Like if Haley gets taken out, but it's a non-elim.
I mean,
once
literally,
again, grains versus Braun.
Half of the players on that are currently in, if they are saved by a non-elimination, they think that production is saved. Simon, Nina, Haley, George, any one of them would have arguments like, oh no, production's saving them. It's the Queen's daughter. It's the Queen. It's King George. It's Simon.
Did they do that in mine?
I don't remember who got saved in all the non-eliminations last season.
You voted out Jordy twice.
Yeah, they did 3 non-elimination. They did Katie and Jordy and
Shay.
Yeah, and then they all fought for one of them to come back. It was all
of them came back but one.
Yeah, Mel.
Yeah, because we got down to
that was so pain. Like it was just like we just watched all these episodes for nothing.
Imagine us. We were like, "There's only 5 left," and then there was 9.
Yeah. Well, it really sucked for the viewer. So sorry. Sorry what you were going through on Island or whatever.
It was like all of this to get rid of Mel.
I'm starving to death out there, but don't worry about me.
But, I almost had someone jump on, but he had a very busy day, so he could not. I almost surprised us with a very tall guest. That's
okay. So if
he wants to do the pod after the finale, so he can say more stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
You got it.
Yeah. So,
but that wraps up this week's coverage of Australian Survivor with Jonny back in the studio.
I know. I'm back next week too, and it's only 2 episodes next week. So much better and easier, more fun. Thank you.
I don't know.
Dan,
I will say,
as
a viewer, I love 3 episodes. As a podcaster, I'm like, all right, I'm ready for 2. But I will say, as a viewer, I love having way more of these people to watch. I really love it. I know American Survivor, I don't know if it's going to a longer episode or 2 episodes a week. I would love to see more of the watching. Now that we've been doing Australia, we're back to American. I'm like, man, I want more. So
I didn't know about the 2.
As someone who's doing 3 different shows a week, I don't mind having less episodes.
Well,
Chrissy, you gotta go catch up on US Survivor and tell us what you think of Carolyn.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Bye,
So that's going to wrap it up for us. Make sure to like and subscribe us on YouTube and wherever you listen to your podcast. Rate and review 5 stars. It helps us out a ton. And as always, the best way to support the podcast is become a patron at realitypatron.com.
That's where you get links for the episodes.
Yeah, you get the Q&A, you get links for the episodes. Sorry, Jonny, I was running through it. You get access to the secret Facebook group and tons of other perks. That's realitypatron.com. That wraps it up for us. We will see you again same time next week.
And for more bonus content, go to realitypatron.com. That's right, become a patron now. Get additional coverage of all your favorite shows, the weekly Q&A, and you become a member of the secret, exclusive Facebook group. That's realitypatron.com.